If you're like me and you grew up hearing money didn't grow on trees, we can't afford it, you should be happy for what you have, then this message, this video is for you. All right, so I want you guys to understand that generational wealth, it isn't just about passing down money, but it also is about passing down mindset. And for too many of us, we've inherited a mindset of survival instead of success. All right. And if you want to change your future and break the financial cycle that what has kept you and your family stuck, you need to think differently and you need to build differently. All right. And so today, guys, I'm going to show you how. All right. So if you're ready to break generational cycles and to create real wealth, all right, if you're watching on YouTube, I want you to hit the thumbs up. All right. I want you to hit the notification bell, and I also want you to subscribe to the channel. If you're in our community or you're watching it live, I want you to say, I am ready to change. All right. Because that's what we have to do. We have to change. All right. So if you guys been paying attention and following my story, I didn't grow up around wealth. I actually grew up around survival. All right. My grandparents, they were farmers. All right. And my parents, my father was in the military. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. And I didn't understand, how my thoughts would actually, be a problem for me in growing and creating generational wealth and ultimately creating the life that I wanted. So my family, like everybody that's probably watching, my family worked hard, but we didn't build wealth. And we oftentimes were just getting by. All right. So maybe you can relate to this. All right. And so we were being told that success was going to school and getting a good education so that I could get a good job. And that was playing it safe. All right. And so playing it safe, if you guys think about it, that's what most of us do. We want to play it safe. We may have the idea that we want to start our own business, but in our head, right? Let's not talk about the other people that's talking to us, but in our head, we're thinking, oh my God, what if it doesn't work? If it doesn't work, then I've quit this high paying job. What am I going to do? How am I going to pay my mortgage? How am I going to feed my family? All right. We have been playing it safe. All right. We were told to go to school to get this good job, and many folks today, they're losing their jobs. They've lost their jobs, right? And they're trying to figure it out. But that was the safe route. All right. But as we look back, we saw our parents, they were working very, very hard, right? They were grinding. All right. But they never really got ahead. Many of them, and I can speak for my family, was working paycheck to paycheck. All right. And we were feeling like money was something to struggle for. All right. Not something that flowed to us. All right. So hopefully you guys, this is making sense. This is, my story. And I know because I talk to business owners every day, because I'm a mentor, that's often their story as well. But guys, here's the truth. The way most of us was raised to think about money is exactly why we don't have enough of it. All right. Money easier. I'm telling you, it's easier to make a lot of money than it is to make a little money. It's easy to go after a $2 million, $5 million, $10 million contract than it is to go after I don't know if they even have $20,000 contracts or 50,000. They do have $50,000 contracts, but it's easier to make a lot of money than it is to make a little money. So if we don't change, if you don't change how you think about money, you will never change how you make money. All right, so how do we do this? We have to what? Break free from scarcity thinking. All right? And I actually had to unlearn everything that I was taught about money. All right? And here's some of the biggest mindset shifts that changed everything for me. All right? I had to stop seeing money as a limited resource. All right? Money wasn't scarce. You know, money's everywhere. The government alone spends trillions of dollars every year. And the question is there enough? All right? It's not about is there enough, right? That's not the question. The question is, how do I access it? How do I get it? All right? I had to what? Stop trading my time for money. All right? Wealth isn't just about working harder. All right, because oftentimes when we think about our parents, they worked hard, but they were not wealthy. So if we think about it, working hard doesn't equal wealth, right? It equals being burnt out. It equals being exhausted. It equals being frustrated. So if you don't build wealth, your children will inherit your struggle instead of your success. All right, so financial freedom, guys, it isn't a luxury. It is necessary. And you need to claim it. All right? So how do you do that? All right, you know I'm going to tell you. All right, how do you start creating wealth now? All right? The blueprint for breaking the cycle. That's how you do it. And I'm going to give you the blueprint for breaking the cycle. All right. So how do you go from surviving to thriving? You know, here, I'm going to show it to you. Here's the exact formula that I use, what? To build wealth. Let me give it to you. All right. So hopefully you guys stayed to this point. All right. So you've got to shift from high value work. All right. You got to shift to high value work. You've got to stop undercharging and start securing government contracts that will pay you what you're worth. All right. You've got to create multiple streams of income. And I know I said in an earlier video, you know, when I was growing up, you know, I was taught, you know, to make sure that you always save for tomorrow. That's true that you do need to have some savings, some money. All right. But I was also taught that, you didn't really want to buy a lot of stuff. All right. And you wanted to pay off everything, really. You wanted to pay off everything. But what I discovered is that you need to have assets. And sometimes when you have assets like houses, all right, that appreciate, real estate that appreciate, apartment buildings, commercial buildings that appreciate, all right, that comes with debt. All right, so sometimes, all right, the right time, debt is a good thing. All right, and so you need these multiple streams of income coming in. All right. And you guys can do this because I teach you guys that you already have everything that you need in order to be successful. You know, you can write a book. You can become a coach. We teach folks how to become coaches in our community, Live Your Best Life Collective. All right. You can what? You can teach what you already know. All right. You can, of course, what I love. All right. You can go after and win government contracts. You can stop chasing one client at a time, but rather sell to the largest buyer in the world of goods and services. All right. And you can stabilize your revenue. But guys, you do need multiple streams of income so that you don't rely on one check. All right. You need to learn how to create revenue through contracts, through digital products, through passive income. All right. Like real estate. You need to what? Build a business that works without you. All right. Without you. All right. And if you're not the only one making money in your business, then what? Or let me say it again. If you are the only one in your business, then you don't have a business. You actually have a job. And if you have a job, you're going to wake up one day and you're going to hate it. You're going to be burnt out, stressed, and you're going to hate it. You have to what? Invest and be able to scale. That's what I teach. Okay, once you start making real money, you don't need to just spend it. You need to multiply it. All right, we talked about that a few minutes ago. All right, you need to invest it in assets. You need to invest in a team, and you need to invest in systems that what? Keep growing your wealth. You can have all of the strategies in the world, but if you don't become the person who's ready for success, you can actually block your own blessings. So, all right, guys, there was a time when I wanted success, freedom, and abundance. But deep down, I was still thinking small. I was still operating from fear, and I was waiting for permission to go after the life that I wanted. Until one day, I realized that I had to what? Change before my life could change. I had to become the person who was ready to move and go to the next level. And today, guys, I'm going to share with you exactly how I did it so that you can do it too. All right. So if you are ready to what? Step into the most powerful version of yourself, I want you guys to hit I am ready if you guys are in watching this on YouTube. But if you guys are in the community or watching this live, I want you guys to hit I am ready in the community. All right. All right. So let's go. All right. So guys, I wasn't always the person that I am today. All right. Because there was a time that I was playing it small. There was a time that I was afraid of failure. There was a time that I would undervalued myself and I let other people to defy my worth. All right. I was waiting for someone else to give me permission to live my life on my terms. And maybe, guys, there's someone out there that feels like that too. Maybe you feel like you're stuck in a cycle and you don't know where to go, and and something is what holding you back. But before I could step into the life that I wanted, I had to let go of the old version of me that was afraid to claim the new life that I wanted. All right. So I'm going to continue to talk to you guys about mindset because mindset is so powerful. It's oftentimes the things that keep people from realizing their dreams. All right. So we have to learn how to break free of limiting beliefs. All right. And I had to learn so much. All right. About how to break free of the limiting beliefs in order for me to become the woman that I am today. And here are the biggest mindset shifts that had to change. And when those things changed, everything changed. All right. I had to stop waiting for the right time. Again, guys, there's no perfect time. There's no perfect moment. The only time is now. The only time is now. I also had to realize that no one was coming to save me. Right? No one was coming to save me. I had to be my own hero, my own biggest advocate, and my own savior. All right. And I understood that playing it small, it wasn't helping anyone. And when I win, I inspire others to win. All right. My success, all right, it gives others permission to what? Step into their power. All right. So if you want the life that you say you want, you gotta what? Start thinking and acting and showing up like that person who has already won and achieved it. All right. So guys, the habits that transform your life. Let's think about those habits, right? Because we all have them, all right? Because we grew up and our parents taught us, our teachers taught us, colleagues, our corporate America positions, military positions, all of these organizations, they taught us these beliefs and ideas that we have still held on to. And many of them are limiting beliefs, all right? Like time is money and money is time. You know what I'm saying? And, you need to save for a rainy day, right? We have all kinds of crazy thoughts and ideas that are holding us back. And, things like, you need to keep your job, right? And starting a business is what very risky. All right. And so what I had to do was start doing things differently. All right. I had to become my highest self. And I had to understand that wasn't just by just changing my mindset. It was about changing my actions. And here's what I had to start doing. All right. I had to start protecting my energy. All right. I had to stop wasting my time with negative people, and I had to start surrounding myself with winners. I had to also invest in myself. It's that simple, guys. It's truly that simple. All right. The life that you want, all right, is waiting for you, but you have to become the person that's ready for it. All right. So you may be saying, okay, I got it. I understand. But Doc, what does that mean for me? All right. What does that mean for me? And what I want you guys to know and what I want you guys to take away from this video, this message, is that you already have everything that you need inside of you. All right. You don't need permission. You just need to decide. Your next level requires a new version of you. So guys, I need you guys to step into it, and I need you guys to step into it now. All right. So homework, what I want you guys to do next, I want you guys to write. You guys know I like this. Write now. All right. Now in the comments. All right. In our community, in the chat. All right. Now. I am ready to become that person now. All right. That person that can live my best life doing what I love. That person who can live life on my terms. Guys, there's so much happening today. All right. The economy is interesting right now. People are losing their jobs. There's a lot of uncertainty. All right. But you can decide now that you, all right, can become the person that will do the thing in order to have the stuff that you want and to be able to live your best life. All right. But you have to decide. I also want you guys, if you've not already joined school, All right. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, I want you guys to join school, the Live Your Best Life Collective. All right. I want you guys to understand that in this community, we teach men and women exactly how to transform their mindset and to build financial freedom, and also to create a business from scratch. Because guys, you need a business. All right. I want you guys to stop waiting. All right. To become the version of you that is already winning. Stop waiting. All right. So if you guys are ready to stop playing it small, all right, and start living your life and start living the life that was meant for you, I want you guys, of course, make sure if you're watching this on YouTube, give this video a thumbs up. All right. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on content like this. All right, guys. This is your girl, Dr. Melissa J. Williams. Live your best life doing what you love. All right. You only have one life. So I want you to live it to its fullest. Stay healthy, happy, and God bless. I'll see you guys in the next video and or lesson. All right. Bye for now.